Today, on What It's Like, 1935 Hudson Super 8. Let's do this right. Today, on What It's Like, 1935 Hudson Super 8. But before getting into all of it, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like, the automotive channel where we give all of the background information on all of the lost and forgotten classics, vintage, some exotics, lots of orphan cars, and cars off the beaten path. Cars that tend to get lost in the weeds. We dive in deep with specs, period ads, and most importantly, we show what these cars are like. If that sounds like a channel that you will totally dig, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. We are back at Old Spokes in Kuhnstown, Pennsylvania, at the world's largest Hudson Museum. This is a little gem, an absolute must-see if you're in the area. Be sure to check it out, and I believe it's by appointment only. So for more information, all of that will be in the description below. 1935 Hudson model lineup. You had the Big 6 Series 53 GH, which rode a wheelbase of 116 inches. Followed by the Special 8, which rode a wheelbase of 117 inches. Deluxe 8 rode the same wheelbase, 117 inches. Followed by the Special Country Club 8, which had a wheelbase of 124 inches. Deluxe Country Club 8, 124-inch wheelbase. Custom 8, 124-inch wheelbase. And then there was also the commercial cars. The commercial cars consisted of the pickup truck called the Big Boy, utility coach, and panel truck. Lots of sources will say that these cars never existed. They are rarer than hen's teeth, with only 1,281 commercial vehicles shipped in 1935. It's also important to note that Hudson did offer the Terraplane model as a base entry-level model. Hudson was the better of the two options, the more luxurious option. I didn't break down any of the Terraplane models because we're going to cover that when we cover a Terraplane. Hudson offered the Deluxe 8 from 1934 to 1938. The Hudson Deluxe 8 could be had as coach, sedan, coupe, convertible coupe. 1935 was a big year for Hudson, going all steel roof in 1935, which I believe is an industry first. 1935 was also the very first year for the electric hand transmission control, which was available as a factory installed option. It has a small lever that is conveniently located just under the rim of the steering wheel. It is a separate stock that comes off the right side of the steering wheel column. The control is electrical, while the shifting is accomplished by vacuum power from the engine intake manifold. This was a Bendix system, and essentially it's just another stock that comes off the steering wheel column, but it replaces the stick shift on the floor, and you just shift the gears with your thumb. It's really cool. You still need to depress the clutch to shift the gear, and there are some drawbacks, like you need vacuum pressure to shift the gear, so if you had to move your car, you had to take off the floorboard or the boot that's right on top of the transmission. There's a special stick that you could put it in neutral manually to move the car around your shop if you had to. Hudson would offer the electric hand on all Hudson and Terraplane models from 1935 to 1938. The feature was discontinued in 1939. Hudson went to the column selector, which was marketed Handy Shift. Cool side note, Bendix also supplied the same basic system for cord to use on the 810 and 812 front-wheel drive models in 1936 and 37. The electric hand was offered alongside the Baker Axle Flex independent front suspension. Let's compare 34 on top, 35 on the bottom. Actually, because the 35 is pretty much a carryover body design, and the easiest way to tell if it's a 35 or a 34 is the all-steel roof on the 35. So let's compare 33 on the top, 35 on the bottom. The 35 looks way more streamlined. Fenders on the 35 got bigger and curvier. The bumpers also got bigger. The grille on the 35 is angled. The 33 is angled as well, but the 35 is way more extreme. Horns are different. 33 has louvers that can be opened where the 35 doesn't have that feature. Both have optional side mounts. Both have rear hinge doors. Lights are different on the 35. The light housing is a teardrop shape on the 35. The hood ornaments are different. The 33 looks more formal, whereas the 35 looks like it's moving while it's standing still. Just look at the different side profiles. Look at the way the fenders became part of the design on the 35, especially in the rear. I apologize, this isn't a good picture, and our car doesn't have the split window, but I could not find a rear picture of a Hudson 8 because the Terraplanes have a different trunk that goes in as opposed to protrudes outward. The Hudson's trunks protruded outward. The 33 has an external trunk. The 35, the trunk is part of the car. The bumpers on the 33 mimic the front bumpers with the dip. On the 35, it's more straight. But look at the fenders and how they flow into the body. I know, you got to look through the grain. This picture really sucks. The brake lights are mounted on the trunk on the 35 as opposed to the fenders on the 33. Moving inside to the dash and interior, the steering wheels are completely different as well as the dash. Which one do you like better in the comment section below? Let's talk specs. I scoured the internet, this is all I could find. It rides a wheelbase of 117 inches. It weighs 2,890 pounds. Price, $840, which is equivalent to you spending $18,445.66 in the year 2023. There isn't a comparison for this car. Moving on to engine, only one engine on offer, 254 cubic inch displacement flathead inline 8, 4.2 liters. It's good for anywhere between 113 horsepower or 124 horsepower at 3,800 RPM. Bore of 3 inches, stroke of 4.5 inches, compression 6:1, features 5 main bearings, and it's made out of a chrome alloy, the block is. And it's backed by a 3-speed transmission. The stick shift would either be on the floor or you could get the electric hand. Let's talk styling. Just notice everything that's going on. Look at all the bright work.
Yeah.
Take a look at that front. Notice everything that is on this side is on this side as well. It's got dual horns, dual lights. Just check out these lights. Look at how they come back. Look at all of the lines that are going on. This is one of my favorite lines of all of it, is see how this fender is designed. I absolutely love the wheels. Fenders have side mounts that sit inside the fenders. Just take a look at all of the different lines going on. See this line that starts right here and it goes all the way back. Also check out the body is more of like a teardrop shape. It bulges right here before it goes back in. The running boards are nice and wide. See this line? It's still going the whole way around. Check out these lights. So look, it's got suicide doors in the back and the front. And just check out how these door handles are designed. So just check this out. Look at how far that door opens. Total 90 degrees. Look at everything that's going on. This is the door handle to get out. This is the window crank for the vent window. This is the window crank for the big window. And look at how it's partitioned. This is the door handle to pull it shut. Just notice everything has Lycra finish. Look at this nice trim piece. Also check out how the door is designed. It's got this nice material here and carpet down here. Just take a look at the interior. There's tons of space in this car. On to the button switches and knobs, starting on the left and moving right. Headlights, one binnacle pod that sits directly in the center. The speedometer goes around it. Gasoline gauge, odometer, coolant temperature. There are idiot lights for amp meter and oil pressure. This is 1935. Electric hand, crank for the crank out windshield, ignition, radio controls, and ashtray. Notice the stick shift is still in this car. People could keep the stick shift in there with the electric hand if they wanted to put it in neutral to move it around their garage easier. And the really cool thing is this, once you move it on the electric hand, it moves the stick shift lever. It's almost like a ghost is controlling it. So here's a gander at what the engine looks like. It's got oil bath air cleaner on top. Notice it has a single barrel downdraft carburetor. This is the exhaust side. Look at the nice cross brace that they have at the top so it doesn't flex as much. On the positive side, innovative and contemporary for the time, handsome styling, more streamlined each successive year, solidly built, good performance. Against it, not many open bodies available now, relatively high operating costs, parts in short supply, so consider only top condition examples. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather, steak or chicken, paper or plastic. 2 scenarios today. In the first scenario, 1935 Studebaker Dictator, what a weird name for a car, or 1935 Hudson Deluxe 8, or 1935 Nash Advance 6. Wow, I never knew about the Nash Advance 6. It inspired me to come up with this second scenario. I'm going to leave this here for a second. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Moving to the second scenario, 1935 Nash Advance 6, or 1936 DeSoto Airflow, or 1937 Chrysler Airflow. All right, now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to give me both the correct name of the band and song title, first person to do both will have their comment pinned to the top of the comment section. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section below, or check out our Facebook group that correlates with this YouTube channel. If you don't have Facebook and would like to contact me, shoot me an email. All of that information will be linked in the description below. Just know I appreciate all of the support. One quick announcement. This is the roundabout area in which I live. If you guys live in the same general vicinity and would like to meet up and go to a car show or whatever, there is a car show that happens every Monday night. It's called the Lowville Cruising the River Car Show. I'd like to go on May 8th. If you guys want to ride into the car show together, we totally can do that. We can set up a time and place to meet up or whatever. If you're interested, shoot me a message in the comment section below. And until next time, here are some scenes for our next episode, which I don't have done yet. It's going to be a discussion episode Friday. We're going to talk about automotive firsts. It's important to note that it's not going to be all of the firsts, but many of them, like first company to offer the automobile as a product, first company to offer a steering wheel. That's going to be tomorrow's episode. You can catch that episode at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. And until then, toodaloo! Chloe, what dance is that?